Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 11th of June. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Pearce.
And Gary, the countdown continues. Only 2 days, only two more shopping days to my birthday.
You've changed with age, I've got to say that, because as a younger man, you used to run away on your birthday. I couldn't find you anywhere. It was like something terrible happening, like an episode of Halloween or something, something scary happened on your birthday and you forever were scared from when it came around.
I think what it is, as I've matured, and clearly I've become a softer, kinder, lovable, more decent person as the years.
I'll take the Fifth Amendment on that.
As the years have kind of softened my edges. Yeah. You know how when a river is flowing fast, hard, sharp rocks ultimately become smoother on the edges. I think I'm like a hard, sharp rock in a river. But ultimately, the point to those younger years where I did.
Perceived that way by a lot of people, but go on anyway.
The point to what I was saying is that when I was younger, Gary, I had, because of my confidence issues, because of my confidence issues, I liked being the centre of attention at other people's parties.
That's right.
But I hated being the centre of attention at my own party.
Fact now, for those that don't know this, Philip's 21st was at my home where I live, my family home, and it was a great party. The only thing is Phil wasn't there. It's actually overseas. But I tell you what, I had a great party, and some of your ex-girlfriends came over as well.
It's true too.
And we had a good time with them.
Yeah. So there I was. I can remember, Gary, my 21st birthday, you did organise a party for me. It was a surprise party where I had to ring in. So
you were in Sweden, I think, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I was in Switzerland in a town in Lucerne.
You were, yep.
And some funny things happened to me on my 21st birthday in Lucerne, which, unless we have an X-rated version, I'm not going to go into it. But it was very nice of you to have a 21st birthday. But the thought of having a 21st, I reckon, was the motivator for me to go overseas.
And of course, your hair was very red in those days, so it was a red party. Everyone had to wear something red. So we had a wonderful time. I've got some images of you from that time.
I don't think
I'll put them up on screen.
I don't think we need that at all.
Fair enough.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, can we...
No auctions over the weekend?
This is a show about real estate, but clearly, as we had no auctions over the weekend, we're going to drag out this episode with lots of fascinating anecdotes about our youth.
Exactly right. I'm sure it's interesting.
So Queen's birthday weekend.
If anyone's left watching, there were no auctions last weekend.
Well, there were auctions in Melbourne, but we choose not to have auctions over a long weekend.
Not many. Lots of people away. They take a little break. They get a bit of a breather, a bit of a freshen up, find some heat, and they get back into it.
With 7 auctioneers in the business, Gary, we have got plenty of opportunity to have volume the week after or the week before a long weekend.
And hey, Phil, in the next week or two, we've got a big announcement to make about where this business is going and how it's expanding.
Yes, Gary.
So that's also going to become
very exciting. Viewers, amongst all the doom and gloom in the property market, and whilst we've talked about the Liberal government giving a small injection into the real estate industry, the reality is it's quiet times. Although the good news, viewers, is that we believe the market has well and truly found its base.
Yep.
So we're starting to see buyers and sellers come back into the marketplace.
And good business people say that when things are tough, you retract.
Correct.
And you save money, and you be frugal, and you be careful. And of course, we're doing the exact opposite.
Correctly. So we've got a major announcement next week. We believe that in difficult times, it's actually a good time to put your foot on the accelerator and beef things up a bit, which is exactly what we're doing. We'll tell you in about 3 years' time whether it was a good idea or not.
Exactly right.
And Judgment Day is in front of us.
Although it may not take that long, because if this television show's cut, or this little show of ours is cut, then you'll know that it wasn't such a good idea either. Phil, we've got lots happening this weekend. We're starting to sort of crank it all up again after the Queen's birthday. We have a number of auctions. There's actually 8 of them. You're going to be a busy man, because I think you're doing 5 of those 8, if I'm not mistaken.
And 5 auctions, Gary, for me. It's really,
it's like half a day, isn't it?
I'm only starting to build up a sweat at auction number 4.
That's like putting a elite athlete out on the football field for a quarter, isn't it?
Well, exactly.
Right. But nevertheless, Philip, there are some fine offerings, particularly on Sunday. I'm not denigrating the Saturday stock, because we love them and there's some good, but there happens to be some very good sort of upper value properties coming to the market, which is always interesting for people. But even with all of our properties, Philip, there is some interesting and unique properties.
Let's have a look at this weekend's offerings.
Okay, Philip, we start off on Saturday morning. Jeremy Rosen's in his hood in Eildon Road, a great spot there, just near Fitzroy Street, around the corner from the action.
Viewers, given the fact we've got a bit of time, if you've never been to Eildon Road, I actually think it's one of my favourite streets of that entire location.
I like it too.
Because St Kilda near Fitzroy Street's got its wonderful, lovable chaos.
It has.
And yet one street behind is this street that if you
It's
drove down there not knowing, if you'd been blindfolded and taken there, you'd reckon you're in the heart of English suburbia.
You could well be, Philip.
Absolutely
beautiful homes, some period homes. It's a windy tree-lined avenue, and this is a terrific.
And I've got to tell you, in this world of taking Ubers, Gary, you don't need a car space anymore. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment in the most beautiful Tudor-style
English
block.
Tudor-style,
and what a great place to live with all of the wonderful amenities of Fitzroy Street, which is getting better, by the way, since the Gatwick closed.
Absolutely.
But the reality is, Gary, it's a great apartment in a great location.
And of course, you've got around the corner the Oslo Guest House now also becoming another new creation from the block. So we'll look out to see what happens there as well.
Yes.
Phil, at 10:30, Leo Samuel is auctioning in his hood in Murrumbina, a great looking property in a wonderful location.
Well, Gary, it's in Gerald Street, isn't it? And
viewers,
if you don't know, if you ever ring Gary and you go, "Oh, hello, Gerald," he will answer as though that is his name. So it is somewhat of a nickname around Melbourne. A lot of people call you Gerald.
I think it's only you. Go on.
No, it is. I love calling you Gerald. Anyway, this is a wonderful single-storey villa home, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 undercover carport. I love this sort of real estate. We've often said that these make wonderful investments, let alone great places to live. Courtyard garden as well. It's a mini home, if you'd like, at an affordable price.
Mid-6s through to the low 7s, Phil. That does represent great value at 11:30. We are going to be back in Ardoch Avenue, St Kilda East, and this is a great address and a great looking property as well.
Well, this is our second sale in recent times, Gary, in the wonderful Ardoch estate. If you've never seen this and you're interested in real estate, just come along and have a look at this property. Mainly, it's a great property inside, of course, but mainly for the amount of land and the common village green.
Yeah, that's right.
It's most
very unique, isn't
glorious property. You know, if I was going to scale down to something smaller, and I'm not ready to do that.
No, but you might need to. The listings don't lift up.
That's a good point. I love that because you've got it's like living on a park.
Yeah,
fabulous.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that is 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 secure car space.
And if you buy that, Phil, or even if you just come to the auction at 11:30, you can just walk a few doors down, and before you know it, you'll be at the Hank Marvin Saturday Market, Philip.
Because
the Hank Marvin Market,
so softly, Gary?
Because I think they're saying the Hank Marvin Saturday Market should be spoken about in hushed tones because it's that
well,
special.
Clearly it is.
It is.
That is. I've never been to that. I might do that,
it's
Gary. It
about time.
Sounds like a nice thing to do. How many food trucks? How many is it?
It's a very food truck. There's lots of different foods there from all. There's a lot of African food and Thai food, all those sort of exquisite, exciting foods that I don't touch.
Because you eat a lot of African food.
Yeah, I do. But there's Josh's eggs there. There's a variety of other foods.
Do you know what? Speaking of African food, Gary, I did go to a wedding in not Hillsville. What's the lake? No, the place with the lake. Dalesford.
Dalesford. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, viewers. I went to a wedding in Dalesford, and the function after the wedding was a very intimate affair. It was lovely. There was about 100 people there, and the food was Ethiopian.
Yeah.
And not only was it Ethiopian, Gary, but there was no cutlery because it is traditional to eat Ethiopian food with your food.
Dalesford is a little bit closer to Ethiopia than central Melbourne. So once you move into that direction, there are Ethiopian themes and influences coming through.
I challenge you, Gary, to get outside your very limited comfort zone of schnitzels, cos lettuce salads.
That's the only lettuce.
Right, so that pretty much Gary's. If Gary was going to get executed tomorrow,
you could
and they asked for his last meal, I could design it, but essentially it would be a schnitzel with pureed potato and spinach, right, or chips, and a cos lettuce salad.
Yeah. Cos lettuce salad,
I challenge you to go to an Ethiopian restaurant and have an Ethiopian meal.
Is it appropriate to me to throw some beef in here? Because I've got a beef right now. I'm going to put a Gary's beef up here.
Because I've got a beef for a couple of weeks.
I've got a beef, and my beef is that where do you just get a normal salad these days, right? Because you just can't get, like, I'd go down to the Italian pizza parlour or the restaurant, I'd say, can you give me a French salad? There would be some cos lettuce with some lovely tomato, maybe a little bit of capsicum, and a dressing. Oh no, can't get that. No, that's out now. It's kale, it's quinoa, it's seeds, it's I'm biting on things that are hard. I don't know if I've broken my teeth. I don't know what's going on anymore. How can you just get a normal salad?
I'll tell you how you have a normal salad. Viewers,
where can I just get a salad?
If you want to have a really good party, have a 1970s themed party with 1970s food, and invite Gary, because he'll be in seventh heaven. I will. Because your menu has not changed since the 1970s.
Neither's my music taste, Phil.
Although I will say, Gary, if you are looking for a cos lettuce salad, I noticed when we were having lunch at Alona Stoller in Carlisle Street a couple of weeks ago, you ordered that kind of salad.
It was cos hearts. It was close.
And it looked like a very nice salad.
It was delicious, Phil.
Alona Stoller, if you want to go for a lovely lunch, they do a lovely lunch at Alona Stoller.
Anyway, if you want to know my beef, it's fillet steak.
Gary, let's move on to the next property.
Phil, we're going to be at Bentley East. It's your only auction. You can have a little sleep in, or you can just go and see Jeremy Ardock, do Hank Marvin, and then go to this auction in Gardeners Road, Bentley East. I think I might have made a mistake when I said some of the best offerings on Sunday, because they're great on Saturday as well.
Gary, what a beautiful home. 5 bedrooms, 3 beautiful bathrooms, a lock-up garage, another car space, so car parking for at least 3 cars, a big back garden, a home that you can move straight into and not spend a cent. It's timeless, elegant architecture, so you can't go wrong with that.
You can't. Philip brings us into Sunday. You are going to be doing 4 auctions of some beautiful homes. We're starting off in Bamborough Road, Caulfield, 145 Bamborough Road.
Gary, what a fantastic opportunity. You've got a marvellous parcel of land, but with a beautiful kind of Art Deco meets Californian bungalow home. That's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, a renovator's opportunity, subject to council approval. You might be able to do a whole lot of other things there.
My kids, when I was young,
your kids
and they were
when
little,
you were young. I'm not sure your kids when you were young is a sentence you can use. Because you were an old father from the moment that you had a child.
I was a very youthful father, I still am. But Phil, when I was young and my kids were little, they said, "What's your favourite street?" And I said, "I'm going to show it to you."
Yes.
And I actually walked them down Lempriere Avenue.
Yes.
And they got it straight away, because you've got your coach, you've got no overhead wires there, you've got the coachman's lamps, which is a very unique. And once you go into that street, it's like a transformation. It's like no other street anywhere in Melbourne, in my opinion.
Can I just add that, because I think you're right, it's one of the best streets of the hood. But it's got the coachman's lamps, but what you kind of didn't fully explain to the viewers is that all of the power poles in that street were put underground, which is enormously expensive.
Yes, it is.
And if you think about it, imagine, viewers, if Melbourne had all of its power lines underground, how incredible the streetscapes would look. And if you want to see how that might be, come to Lempriere Avenue just for the streetscape, let alone this fantastic house, Gary. This is a beautiful, beautiful home on a very large parcel of land in excess of 750 square metres, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, with undercover car parking through garage and carports for 4, if not 5 cars. You've got some wonderful period features there, Gary. I love that house. I love that street. And for those viewers that don't know, at the end, it's a no-through road, and at the end of the road is the Green Meadows Park, one of the most gorgeous secret parks in Melbourne.
Right. It is a secret park, and of course, as a kid, I used to muck around and ride my bike and run around and cause chaos in that park. But you know, walking down that street, through that park, back to the other side past Caulfield Grammar, it's a beautiful walk through the area. It is a great street. And one of the things about that street that's very significant, Phil, is nothing ever comes up. No one sells in Lempriere. People stay there for 50 years, 40 years, 60 years. So unfortunately, it's not a very good street for business, but it's a very good street to live in. And as is Norwood Road. Sally Zellman, I know, has been excited, as we all have, about this home.
Number 18, Gary, a lucky number for so many reasons, but Norwood Road is, you're getting 4 suburbs for the price of 1 here, Gary, because Norwood Road is Caulfield North, but directly across the road you've got Armidale, you've got Paran East, and then you've got St Kilda East. You can walk to the Alma Village, which just keeps getting better and better, particularly since the new cafe opened. Common ground. The intersection of Orong Road and Orong Crescent and Alma Road. But you can walk to the cafes, you can walk to the tram, you can walk to Glenferrie Road, High Street, the train station, and let alone coming home to this property. Wow, 4 bedrooms, 2 beautiful bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, beautiful timber polished floorboards throughout. That is a stunning home. I really like that property, Gary.
As do I, Philip. You're going to be finishing at 2:30 in Corinna Crescent. This was our house of the week in last week's show, Phil.
Yes.
This is a great looking home. We don't really have a house of the week this week because there's no winner. The winner is real estate, Philip. The winner is real estate.
Gary,
but let's talk about 5 Corinna.
Well, Gary, we did talk about it on GPTV last week, but let's review it again. Fantastic bedroom accommodation, architect designed, lots of bathrooms, double lock-up garage, barrage.
Love that pool.
The most fantastic swimming pool, which comes off the entertaining areas, so you're always looking at it. Just a great property and an incredible street.
And that's a big wrap, Phil, of our auctions. We're not going to have our Thursday show, which reviews the auctions, because we've done it on Tuesday. We've got ahead of ourselves, as we sometimes do on this show, Phil. But we will be back next Tuesday.
So what are people going to do on Thursday evening, Gary?
I don't know, Philip. The crime rate might go up. If it's a full moon, goodness knows, you might just want to stay home because it's going to be scary out there. People are wandering the streets like zombies, like a zombie apocalypse movie, Philip. People are wandering around not knowing what to do.
It's ridiculous, Gary. I think we need to wrap up the show. Viewers, exciting times. We're heading towards spring. Think about selling, and if you're thinking about selling, you must give us a call urgently because spring is almost upon us.
We'll be here very soon.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fantastic week.
I'm Gary Peer. Thanks for watching.